You're watching ABC4 News.
Welcome back. Many of you know that USANA Health Sciences is a global nutritional company headquartered right here in Utah, and also the organization behind USANA Kids Eat. Joining us today is the director of USANA Kids Eat, Michelle Benedict. So tell us a little bit about this program and how you're helping local kids with food insecurity.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we focus on kids who are food insufficient at home. And so these are the kids that usually get their nutrition from school, and then they go home on the weekends or for like the long holiday breaks, and they're just going home to empty cupboards. And our primary focus, our primary program is that we do weekend bags for them. We deliver those to the schools that they attend or the clubs that they attend after school during the week, and then the schools pass those out to the kids for the weekends.
Now, that's a huge undertaking. How many of these bags do you put together every weekend?
About 930 right now. It varies a little throughout the year, but we're at about 930.
And I understand you have a new campaign underway. Tell us about Buck for a Truck.
Yes, we are growing. We're growing quite a bit. During the pandemic, we just kind of held our status quo, but in the last few months, we've started onboarding more schools to serve, and we know we're going to be receiving a lot more schools in the fall. And so in order to maintain and handle all of that growth, we're going to need a second truck. We've got this great delivery truck, but it's just one. And it's used at capacity right now. We use it every morning for deliveries to the schools, and we use it every afternoon to transport the food. And so knowing that we have all this growth coming up, we started a Buck for a Truck campaign so that we could raise money to get another truck to handle that.
Very good, doubling your efforts. Now, how does this process work? Do schools apply for assistance, or do you select them, or what goes into this?
They do. They apply, they go through an application process, and I sit down and chat with them about what their needs are and what kinds of what they're already receiving as far as assistance goes, and then they're on a waiting list until we receive funding for them. Funding usually comes in the way of an adoptive sponsor, and for anyone out there that's interested in adopting a school, it's a really fantastic way to get involved. You select a school and then you fund the bags for that school for the entire year, and it creates kind of a neat connection between the school and the adoptive sponsor. And so once we've received a sponsor, we're able to bring that school on and start delivering to them.
And you see the successes firsthand. Tell us what it's like to actually be there when the bags are distributed, and what the difference is that they're making in these kids' lives.
These kids, they are really tough kids, and we always try to point that out, that they handle a lot. They have a lot of stress that they deal with, and they have to do all the regular things that kids do. But in addition to that, a lot of times they're doing it on their own, or they're doing it with an empty stomach. And it's cute to watch these kids. We have one little boy last week that he got his food bag and he said, "I love this. I love that I get my food bag every week because it's mine." And the counselor said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah, this is the only thing that's mine." And he kind of looked forward to having that one thing that he could count on, that was a constant in his life, and that he could go home and plan out how he was going to eat the food in that bag.
Very touching, and also a little bit sad, underscoring the need in our communities, right? Tell us how people can get involved with Adopt a School, that program.
It's a fantastic program. It really creates a neat connection between the adoptive sponsor and the school. We have an available list of schools that are on our waiting list that have applied and are just waiting for funding. And you can choose between the schools on that list, and then you just provide the funding for that school for the entire year. And you have the option to come in and pack those bags on a monthly basis if you'd like. It's totally optional. But the families that get involved in doing this, and the corporations, have said how valuable it is to them to be able to pack those bags and to have that hands-on experience in doing that. And so they keep coming back. They're excited to adopt a school again this coming year and to keep it going because of the experience they're receiving on their own end.
All right, Michelle, thank you very much. We've been seeing your website on the screen, USANAKidsEat.org. We will also have that link on our website, abc4.com. Thanks so much for coming in this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.